So it shouldn't be to anyone's surprise, but I support Ashley Gonzalez. Regardless of how you feel as a white American or a black American, Latinos can say whatever we want. Black Americans and white Americans try to force us into their white versus black mentality. They want us to subscribe to their social idealisms, and that includes their language. And quite frankly, I am refusing, as a Latino, I am refusing to bow down to their linguistic authority. Personally, I don't even care about Ashley Gonzalez herself. She is an individual. She can make her own decisions. If she wants to apologize, she can apologize. I, however, will never apologize. I am not going to apologize. I refuse to bow down to American bullshit when it comes to social standards, at least some of them. Like, if you're going to come at me and say or be upset because I said the N-word, I don't give a fuck. I truly don't give a fuck. So ultimately, I don't think that black people or white people, especially Americans, have any right to tell any Latino or indigenous person how to speak on their own land. So, para mí, no me importa, papá, porque soy Latino. I'm not one of you.
I think the majority of people can agree that what Ashley Gonzalez said was extremely racist and is extremely wrong. And that type of rhetoric has no place in modern Western society, especially a society like the United States where everybody's a melting pot of different races. And it's wrong, even more wrong, because Ashley Gonzalez is a police officer. Well, as of right now, she's a police officer pending an investigation into the incident. Now, that's not the problem. The problem that I'm seeing is the way people who are responding to that incident. People are blaming Ashley Gonzalez while blaming the Latino community and labeling Hispanics, Latinos as racist individuals. That my whole group of people are racist and that Ashley Gonzalez is a representation of that racism within our community. That is completely false whatsoever, because you cannot pinpoint racism to one ethnic group. Racism is a human problem. And you can, if you want to go with that logic, you can pinpoint racism in any race, any ethnic group. White people can be racist. Asians can be racist. Black people can be racist. Hispanics can be racist. Russians can be racist. So on and so on. You get my point, right? Everybody has the potential to express racism. So the response to that is very ignorant and narrow-minded. You cannot blame an entire community because of the choices of one individual made. What Ashley Gonzalez did was her own fault. It was could have been her, whatever. It's her own individual fault that she said that. We all grew up in the Hispanic community. We've all heard racist things.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Engineer Stories. Brothers and sisters, I don't have my microphone with me, but just bear with me. The sound quality might not be okay, but I just want to talk to you for a little bit. Now, this is another video. I'm seeing an Hispanic man coming out talking about all these issues. And one thing that I noticed for the first time, the way they started speaking, he said that Black Americans are trying to drag other people that are non-black or white into their fight. But then I'm just trying to tell this. This is a perfect example of ignorance, because whatever black Americans have always tried to do is to warn other groups of people. And this is one of the longest thing, for the longest time, black people have tried to warn people about all these things that are going on. Remember when black folks warned all these other groups about Mr. Donald Trump, but they didn't listen, right? Because black people usually, they warn you. They've lived in the United States and they know the history of the United States. And I'll say, there is no other group of people that knows the United States more than black people, because they have lived it. It has betrayed them, and so they know. So when they try to warn folks that they care about, maybe people who are outside the Americas, but they know, one person comes out and says that black people are spreading disunity. Black people are trying to drag other group of people into their fight, something that doesn't involve them. What I'm trying to say is that this is just projection that has been inflicted on these groups of people, because they understand, because they know very well that they are the ones who spread all these stereotypes about black people. Well, now black people are trying to educate other people how white people lied about their history and how white people keep on lying about other things that are happening. They now start calling black people as people who bring disunity. Brothers and sisters, I don't want to say much. I just want to let you watch the video, and then I'll be back. We'll have a discussion in regards to this. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Jidok Stories. And guys, for those who are watching me for the first time, I just want you to subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to see what I can offer you. For those who are always supporting me through super thanks, super chat, those who are sending me emails, those who are liking, subscribing, sharing, man, I see all what you do, and I'm really, really grateful. But until then, let's get into it. I'll be back.
But it's up to the individual on how they want to take it. That could be, what I just said right now can be applied to different ethnic groups too. I'm sure everybody out there has heard a lot of racist things coming from their grandparents or whatever, not just Latinos, white people, etc. So the way you combat racism is not through more racism. The way you combat racism is attacking the individual who said the racist comment. That's how you combat racism. I mean, and you can't live off of stereotypes. Human nature is very complicated. Just because I voted for Trump and I vote Republican does not mean I'm not proud to be Latino. That does not mean I'm proud of my heritage. I look at policies. I look at economic policies. I look at what's going to benefit me, my community, and my family. But I think the response to Ashley Gonzalez is more of a liberal, Democrat, leftist type of way of thinking. And that to me is why people should not vote Democrat. You should lean more towards conservative beliefs. You should lean more towards logic. And I think the world would be a better place. So if you like this video, help me to like, share. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook. I'm on Twitter too, Ghost of Galvez. I want to do something. I want to speak my mind on these matters, because I think the more people participate in educating people on how to think, I think the better society we will have.
There's two types of Latinos. One like myself who will admit that anti-blackness exists in our family and our networks, right? Now, much less in my family because I've done a lot of fucking work. It's been exhausting, but it's good work. And then the other one is the Latinos who say that anti-blackness doesn't exist, but when you get deeper, it's probably because these people say the N-word. Because even in families, Latino families, where there is much more love for blackness, there is extended family who will have anti-blackness. So no matter where you go, there's going to be some sort of anti-blackness. And to negate that, like there was a comment under my video that said that it's just my family, no one else, is just a lie. it's a lie and you don't want to do the work, or you contribute to the harm that is being done to the Black community. Maybe you say the N-word, right? And you think that's word peace because you as a Latino get to say it because maybe you got a pass from the Black community. I don't know. That's something for the Black community to police. That's not for me. But there is anti-Blackness in the Latino community. And although I would say, I guess depends where, it's much less than when I was growing up in the Y2K in the 90s, it still exists, and it's something that we have to battle. Two, I do want to apologize because I did respond to some comments, especially ones that I felt were focusing on the wrong thing. The fact that I said that when Latinos vote against Black people, some Black people may feel the need to vote against Latinos. I said that understanding the conversations that I've had with some Black folks, less of me assuming and more of me just messaging what I've heard. And I understand that was taken a certain way and maybe I should have communicated better. But I digress. It's not on me to tell Black people how to feel, so I'm just not going to respond to the comments because it's valid, because this is much more than one event. It's a daily problem, right? So I can see why there are types of ways about it, but also the misinformation, the misunderstandings of the Latino community as to the fact that all Latinos voted for Trump is just false. California Latinos voted for Kamala Harris, and the majority of Latinos in California are of Mexican descent. And Texas Latinos are different. I don't know what's in their water. We don't understand as California Latinos, Texas Latinos, so I cannot speak for them, just like I cannot speak for Florida Latinos, who are much more like Cuban, South American. And what that does is that it allows for the people who I'm trying to re-educate say, well, look, they're attacking us, so it just makes sense that we have to keep doing this. But that's not the Black community's job to fix. It's our job to check. I've been trying to figure out how to touch on this because there's very valid points here, but I will say that as a Mexican American, there's a concept called the cosmic race, la raza cósmica. And basically, when I was growing up, they would tell you, not even just, I guess it technically is anti-Blackness, but even anti-Indigenous, you'll be told you have to date lighter than you because otherwise your kids will turn out ugly. So darkness equals ugly. And even the darker skinned Latinos, the darker skinned Mexicans will feel like this, or we were taught to feel like this. And what that tells us is that although we should be proud of our culture, we have to understand that, for instance, I'm not living in Mexico. I'm living in the United States, where there is a diverse pool of people, particularly in California, where Los Angeles was established not just by indigenous Mexicans, mixed Mexicans, but Afro-Mexicans. If you research it, Afro-Mexicans were still there. And the fact we don't learn this is maybe possible why we feel so divided between the groups. But ultimately, we have to understand that no matter the historical conflicts that created California under the United States, we are not in Latin America, so we should not be abiding by the Latin American cultural norms that divide us in a way in which we are trying to make a chemical child that is much lighter and therefore much more superior. Now, this has wanted down much more now because I do see much more interracial couples, not just like Hispanics and Black, but also like Mexicans and Salvadorians, which if people didn't know, there was historical beef before that. And when I mean historical, I guess I mean much more like South Central Los Angeles, maybe California, which doesn't make sense, but you always find a Mexican dating a fucking Salvadorian because why wouldn't they? And I just want Latinos to read this because we should not be hazing Black people for them to get our respect. We should not have to make sure that they're the good type of Black in order for us to respect them. And the thing is that although I understand why we feel some type of way about using our language, because we feel that it's resistance, it's revolutionary, because in the 60s they used to paddle us for speaking Spanish. They want to erase the culture. So we will refuse to erase the culture because we want to exist as ourselves within this state, within this country. But we also have to be considerate the fact that since there is anti-Blackness in the Latino community, and that is said in English, why wouldn't it be said in Spanish? And therefore, why wouldn't there be distrust of Black people of what we're saying in Spanish, right? So the fault is that because we prolong anti-Blackness in the community, there is still distrust that what we say when we're not speaking English can be talking shit. So something that we have to consider is the fact that maybe, although we can still continue speaking Spanish, especially I would say with white people, because that's what I love to do. I love to go to like white neighborhoods and just speak Spanish, or like Beverly Hills and just speak Spanish, because I see that as powerful. But if you're surrounded, or if you're around black folks, maybe don't speak Spanish as much, and just be inclusive of the fact that they're there, so that they are also included in the community that you're building. Because the thing is that while it's understandable that you want to speak your language, it's also understandable that they may distrust that we are perpetuating anti-blackness within that language. So in order to fix this, just if you speak English, which I'm assuming they did, because you say that they were just as educated as you, then just speak English. You can speak Spanish to white people. I don't care. But the thing is that there's actual justification for why they may feel that it may not be nice what you're saying. It is no longer nice to perpetuate the learnings that we've had as children, because that simply further divides the community. It further divides society. And I'm saying this specifically to Latinos, because as I say, it makes sense that if I was being subjugated to discourse that said that I was always less than, that I would be distrustful that there was respect, right? And that's what you felt initially, where you didn't know where you stood, because they used to be so rude to you until they realized that you were worthy of respect. We should respect people no matter what on day one, and just judge them on their behavior and not generalize them as a community. If we want black folks to see us as different, as not their enemies, and I'm not saying all black folks see us as their enemies. I'm just saying, as Latinos, if we say that they see us as enemies and we don't want them to see us as enemies, and that means that we have to make it known that we are not, and that work isn't on them, it is on us. Because the fact we have to force them through little tests to demonstrate that they're actually trustworthy, quotation marks, that's just not good. That's problematic, and that's anti-blackness. And we need to stop that. And that starts not with the other side, but that starts with how we act and how we include them and what we do.
The other day, I posted about that racist police officer from Texas. I forgot what her name. It's like Ashley something. Well, the comments were not very happy with it. My Latino commenters were not very happy with that. And that dissatisfaction in the fact that I basically scolded my community for being racist, it proves everything that they're trying to convince us otherwise of, and that's that Latinos are racist. Now, for all of us who are like in the corner watching all this shit go down because we've actually worked on our anti-blackness and worked on being anti-racist, all Latinos are obviously not racist. That's a very big generalization. The problem is the racists in our community are the loudest out of all of us. And the ones who don't accept this behavior, we don't hold them accountable enough. And listen, I try to do my part and yell at Latinos for saying the N-word. I have called them out on my account. But me doing that is not going to do anything in the grand scheme of things. What is going to do that is if you bitch out and shame your friends, cousins, siblings, parents, cousins, aunts, uncles, whoever's saying it, call them out. Shame them. Shame is an incredible tool to get people to stop being terrible. Well, it's a very interesting manipulative tactic, but it works in this case.
Ashley Gonzalez got fired, which is the result that should have happened. And you know what else needs to happen? There needs to be an investigation on every case and an arrest that she has handled since she was hired. Any sort of community engagement that she has done needs to be investigated, because based on her statements, she has already made its statement saying that she does use her bias in the way that she treats the people that she comes in contact with as a police officer. And like, not only police officers are the ones that abuse their power. Like, for example, I have just made an expose on this news reporter who used this platform to allow a white man to continue spewing rhetoric that has now landed a black business owner and a black Houston woman who is just a regular food reviewer on social media be constantly given death threats and receive abuse and harassment on social platforms. This is how racism becomes part of an established system. through police officers, news reporters, members of a board of an organization, people.
There's way too many damn racism in the Hispanic and Latino community towards our black cousins, and you'll have to lock the fuck in. Ashley Gonzalez was a Hispanic police officer who, one of her private stories on Instagram, repeatedly he called one of her arrestees or clients, hence the N-word, who was obviously black. Heck, and why are we doing this? Like, we are also oppressed. You guys know this, right? We're not white people. The white people don't see us as white. Why are we so conflicted against each other? Why do you, as a Hispanic person, feel the need to be conflicted against a black person when we are both oppressed by the same person? Like, what is not clicking? We are closer to them, and then we are closer to them than white people are closer to us. Like, be for real. They do not see you as one of them. Lock the fuck in and stop being fucking racist to our cousins. Stop.
Gonzalez has been fired. Ashley Gonzalez is the racist cop out in Houston that uploaded that video of her saying the N-word several times, saying that when she went in to work the next day, if you were a black person that she had to go out on a call for, she was going to arrest you. She was calling black people chimps. She didn't care about our slave history. Yeah, it was what we deserved because all we do is steal. Ashley Gonzalez. Yeah. When I reported on it, she was relieved of duty. I didn't know what that meant. Did that mean she was suspended, or was she under investigation, suspended with pay, suspended without pay, desk duty? I didn't know what relieved of duty meant. Well, it's now being reported that she has been fired.
All right, breaking news. We just got word that the Houston Police Department has fired Officer Ashley Gonzalez. She was the woman seen in the video going on a racist tirade, and that video has since gone viral. So this is the statement from the Houston Police Department. It says the Houston Police Department has terminated the employment of Ashley Gonzalez. As of today, she is no longer an employee of the department. HPD holds every officer to the highest standard of integrity and conduct and will not waver in upholding these expectations. After discovering the incident, Ashley Gonzalez was immediately relieved of duty in compliance with state and civil services laws. An investigation was conducted as fast as legally possible. And we also have a quote here from the Chief of Police, J. Noe Diaz. It says the behavior exhibited by Ashley Gonzalez was abhorrent, disgusting, and entirely unacceptable. It is deeply disturbing and has no place in law enforcement or in our community. Now, in the video, if you haven't seen it, Ashley Gonzalez, you can hear her saying the N-word with the hard ER. You can also hear her talking about interactions that she would have with black people the next time she was back at work. She also talked about how she used that word in the Marines and she felt free using it again. She also talked about slavery. There were so many comments in there that many people in our community found very disgusting and did not feel as though someone in law enforcement who oversees people in our community to protect and serve, they didn't feel like she was someone that warranted to continue to have that badge. Today, we just learned the Houston Police Department has officially terminated her as an employee.
It's like I heard someone else say, don't you just love it when the trash takes itself out? Good riddance to bad rubbish.
So it shouldn't be to anyone's surprise, but I support Ashley Gonzalez.
Of course you do. Because you think just like her. You say that black people and white people are trying to force you into this conversation. No. White people forced you into it. Black people were just the scapegoats. We were minding our fucking business. And since you agree with Ashley, can I ask you a serious question? The fuck did black people ever do to you? You, personally. Why you hate her so much? If we go through history, there were no black faces that were fucking with Mexican and Latino speaking, Spanish speaking people. It wasn't us. You want to go with present day, the president of the United States that I heard a whole lot of Spanish-speaking people talk about, I will vote for Donald Trump, is currently rounding up anybody with a little bit of melanin in their skin and the last name of Gonzalez to take your ass to CCOT, which is in El Salvador. That ain't a black president that did that. Why you hate us? Why? Who taught you to hate us? You should look up Fred Hampton's Rainbow Coalition. There's a group of Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters that fought right alongside Fred Hampton and the Black Panther Party. You disgrace them because I have never seen motherfuckers that will capitulate so fast to white skin. Of course you agree with her because you think like that. See, you got life twisted in the game, homie. We ain't asked you to fucking pick a side. I find that funny. I find that mentality funny. Black people and white people are trying to make us pick their black, white, but no, we're not. White people are making you try to do that shit. Black folks is over there going, come or not. We don't really, at this point, we don't care. All we've ever tried to fucking do is liberate your dumb asses. You see, you George W. Bush, no children left behind type motherfuckers don't seem to understand that the civil rights movement and the Civil Rights Amendment, along with the Voting Rights Amendment, that wasn't just for black people. It wasn't. It was not. Civil rights for everyone. Do you think they didn't hang Mexicans? You didn't think they didn't fucking go down to Puerto Rico and abuse the people in Puerto Rico, abuse the people in Haiti and the Dominican Republic? You don't think that happened? Did you see any black folks on there? Did you see any black folks as the captain of those boats? Did you? No. Y'all were given that binary by white folks. You see, on the one hand, since you want to talk about choices, on the one hand, you had black people who were literally looked down upon in almost every quadrant of this country. And then that bullshit racism was spread around the world. Hello, Birth of a Nation and Al fucking Jolson. All we've ever tried to do is fight for civil rights. Civil. Not more, not better, not above, not superior. Civil. And on the other hand, you have those same white folk that talk about your Spanish ass when your back is turned. But what do they tell you? Don't be like them over there. They're lazy, shiftless, welfare getters, thieves, criminals, do drugs, blah, blah, blah. Be like us. And then you find out, yeah, that ain't going to happen. It's not. All that I will vote for Donald Trump. What did it get y'all? ICE detention centers. Motherfuckers supporting something called Alligator Alcatraz. Did you know there are 100 people who were detained in Alligator Alcatraz that still have not been accounted for? Y'all fell for that bullshit. A lot of Latinos that talk this white supremacist shit, y'all fell for that. We did not give you that choice. You fell for it. That was never in our motherfucking, to be an ally to us or be an accomplice to us, we never asked you to do that. Never. We just said, see what the fuck's going on. Look for your goddamn self. But that wasn't enough. No matter how many times they mistreated, shit on, abused Spanish-speaking people, y'all always kept trying to kiss up to them. And one of the things they don't like about our asses is we can't assimilate. You have white passing black folk, and even some of them are like, I don't pass that goddamn much. All we have ever asked you to do is look and think for your goddamn self. But years and years and years and decades and decades and decades of misinformation, disinformation, and flat out goddamn indoctrination have y'all believing, people like you and Ashley Gonzalez, that somehow if you act just like these motherfucking white folk, they'll accept you. They're never going to. The white patriarchal, white supremacist mindset means your ass is here with us. But you keep fighting your ass off not to be near anyone. I know black, Papi, I know black. So I'm not surprised you agree with Ashley. But if you're going to go ahead and kiss ass of white supremacists, do us all a favor. Don't put us in the middle of your shit. You made the conscious decision. You did. As a grown-ass adult, you made the conscious fucking decision to suppress all that you know about the history of this country and how people who speak Spanish have been treated in order for you to get along with them motherfuckers. Black folks ain't have shit to do with it. So do me a favor. Comments will be open on this. Explain in a detailed way. I don't need another video. Just explain in a detailed way. I don't care how many comments you have to make. What did black folks ever do to you? You personally. What did they do? That would make you fucking believe. They're going on a racist ass tirade, which cost Ashley her job, by the way, is somehow something you need to agree with. Who are you doing that for? Do you think the white supremacists see that and go, yep, that's one of the good ones? Let me know, home.
And one thing you know about me, I'm always going to call out the Latino community because as a Afro-Latina, y'all know y'all racist as fuck. I know because y'all treat people that look like me and darker like shit. Now, with this Ashley Gonzalez bitch, let me tell you. Now, you're right. The people that say, oh, she don't represent Latinos as a whole, y'all are right. But then also there's people that look exactly like her that says the racist ass shit that she was saying in her video and then think y'all gonna fucking get away with that shit. Then not only is that y'all already don't respect the people that's here, the black folk that's already here, but y'all also don't even respect the fucking Afro-Latinos in your own fucking country. Mind you, y'all will sit there and be like, oh my gosh, Latinos, we're all one. Whole time we're not. Y'all disrespect black people and then y'all disrespect the same black folks in your own country and then bring that shit fucking here. Oh, that always one shit is bullshit. Wanna know why? Because me, as an Afro-Latino, does not experience the same thing that you people that's lighter than me experience. You don't have to deal with the constant, oh, I didn't know you speak Spanish every time you talk to another Latino in Spanish. You don't have to experience that. Which is weird because you think because I look like this, that don't mean I speak Spanish? So yeah, that bitch is dead wrong. The fuck? She's dead wrong. Does she represent Latinos as a whole? No, but there's people that look just like her that's racist as fuck and say the racist shit she say and disrespect the black people here, period. And then on top of that, y'all voted for people that look like her voted for fucking Trump. So the worst part about it, none of y'all want to sit here and actually take accountability. Like, y'all know in the Latin community how fucking racist these people is. Y'all come from these racist ass countries that teach you how to be racist and y'all bring that bullshit here. But y'all don't want to take accountability. Y'all don't want to take, and that's the problem.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. Again, I'm your host and presenter Eugene Stories. It's a beautiful day that God has granted unto us so that we can have this important discussion in regards to things that are affecting contemporary things that are affecting people in the United States, especially black people as matters concern. Now, brothers and sisters, we all know very well that the history has been in the hands of white people. White people really managed to brainwash, to whitewash everything and to make other groups of people that comes to the United States to hate black people, even with no apparent reason. Now, when I was watching this video, it touched me because I saw this Hispanic man coming out and complaining and saying that black people are so much divisive and that black people are dragging people into their white-black fight. Okay, while that might seem like reasonable per se, but that's not an entire truth. I feel like this is a perfect example of an Hispanic person who has been whitewashed, because when you hear his argument, he goes on and says that um, it is black people, but he's not talking about what white people do. You see, that's the problem. And to make matters worse, we all know the history of Hispanics Hispanics in the United States. We know how they treat black people. We know how they've been to black people. So from his perspective, he's giving a whitewashed perspective. It is not a fair perspective. And think about it in this way. He's thinking in the same line of people who talk about black things as people who are spreading propaganda, people who are anti-peace, people who don't like growth and everything. But at the end of the day, let's just say the truth. It is until black people started educating other folks in understanding black history, that's when we saw Trump trying to ban down black libraries, and he termed them as woke, right? That black libraries are spreading propaganda, and they don't want black kids, they don't want other people to learn the black American history because it has some truth that makes them uncomfortable. So whatever they did with the history throughout the centuries is just to spread lies. It's just to say lies about black people. This is something that they have been doing for the longest time. This is something that we all know they have been doing. But now when a black person comes, starts to educate people about the true history, start to enlighten people about all these things and crazy things that are going on, tell people the true history of white people and how they have been. And now we have an Hispanic person who decided to choose side, who decided to side with white people. Well, I have a message for you, this Latino person. And I usually say this: you can never be white. I don't know how many times you will try this, but you can never be white. The moment a white person has a chance to choose between you and a Hispanic person who want to look like a white person, or at least looks like a white person as compared to a black person, any day, anytime, they will always choose their fellow white people. And I'll use the word pity. I usually pity Latinos. Why? Because they are used as scapegoats. They are used as scapegoats to do crazy things. Latinos, you hate yourself so much. Look at the ICE rates. The moment the truth came out about the numbers of people, ICE agents, majority of them were Hispanics. And let me just ask you a question. When you get to look at the list of people who are being deported outside the United States, which group of people did you see? It is Latinos. So you see Latinos are deporting their fellow people. So you tell me that a white person will choose you over their own folks. They are not like you. So this is just a person who is trying to project. They're trying to project whatever they have been lied to, whatever they have always been lied to. And that's how the white history works. And that's how it has always been working. They are always trying to divide you all. They're always trying not to let you know the truth, right? So I really don't know what you all feel about this, but that's just my opinion in regards to this. Because when I saw this Hispanic man come out, talk about this, I was like, okay, here we go again. But at the end of the day, if you're a person who knows the truth, if you're a person who understands the truth, for the longest time, black people have always been trying to call Latinos so that they can have an alliance, so that they can have unity, so that they can find ways of having a sense of community together. But in some way, Hispanics find a reason of disappointing black people. A perfect example is this person that decides to see that it is black people that who are spreading hate, right? So, I really don't know what you'll think about this. For me, I really find this diabolical because it is so unfair that this is coming from an Hispanic person. There are those types of bias that when you hear from a person, you could say that it is a natural bias. It's a natural bias in the sense that definitely we expect him is a white person. So we expect him, maybe it's natural for him to say that black people are doing this. It's natural. But a person that somehow have a shared history with black Americans stands and talks something like that in front of everyone. But at the end of the day, the truth will come out, right? So, brothers and sisters, I don't want to take much of your time. I just had a few points to talk about and to say. And I want to just take this last minute to thank you all for the support, the continued support that you all give me. Those who are sending me emails, those who are sending me super chats, super thanks, and everything. I appreciate. I see all your comments. I might not reply to them, but I see all your comments, and I appreciate you all, fam. So, I'm hoping to see you in my next video, right? You know how we do it. I'm your host and presenter Hygienic Stories, and but until then, let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salam.